Have you ever felt like your finances are just a bit of a mess? Trust me, you are not alone. So today, we're going to break down a brilliantly simple system that can bring some serious order and clarity to your money for good.
All right, let's just dive right in with a question that I think hits home for so many of us. You get a raise, you start making more money, but at the end of the month, you look at your bank account and you just wonder, where did it all go? It feels like it just vanishes into thin air.
Well, that feeling, that disappearing money problem, it's not some kind of personal failure. It's not that you're bad with money. It's usually caused by one really common and thankfully very fixable mistake in how we think about our finances.
And here it is. This is the big one. The core problem is that we treat all of our money exactly the same. We throw our entire salary into one big account, and from that single pot, we're trying to pay our rent, save for an emergency, and invest for retirement. When money that's meant for today, tomorrow, and the distant future is all jumbled together, chaos isn't just possible, it's pretty much guaranteed.
This financial chaos, it really leads to two specific and pretty damaging problems. Let's take a look at what happens when our money doesn't have a clear purpose.
This slide nails the two critical errors. See, on one hand, if you invest your emergency fund, you're putting your safety net at the mercy of the market. That can lead to some serious panic selling if you suddenly need that cash during a downturn. But on the other hand, dipping into your long-term investments for today's expenses, well, that's even worse. It completely destroys the power of compounding and just sabotages your future wealth, the very engine that's supposed to help you buy a house or retire someday.
You know, to make this even clearer, let's use a simple analogy. Thinking about your money as a sports team is a really powerful way to get why every single dollar needs a specific role to play.
Just picture it for a second. Every dollar you have is a player on your team. And your goal, to win your financial game. Every player has a talent, a skill, a position they are meant to be in.
So, your emergency savings? That's your goalie. Their one and only job is to defend your goal against surprise attacks. You know, a job loss, a medical bill. But if you take that goalie and tell them, hey, go play offense by investing them in the stock market, well, what do you think happens?
Exactly. Your goal is left wide open. The moment an emergency strikes, there's nobody there to defend it, and you're just totally exposed to a devastating financial hit. That is the panic we were just talking about.
Now let's look at it the other way. Think about your investments, your long-term growth money. This is your star striker. Their job is to be out on the field, scoring points, and winning the game for you over the long haul. Mixing your money is like telling that star player to just forget the game and go sell tickets at the entrance.
And here's the result of that. By spending that investment money today, you just waste all of its potential. Your best player is on the sidelines. You lose that incredible ability to build long-term wealth through compounding returns. You simply can't win the big game of financial freedom that way.
Okay, so we've seen the chaos. Now for the good part, the solution. And it's so much simpler than you think, but it's incredibly effective. Let's look at how this three-bucket system brings order to everything.
This single sentence right here is the entire philosophy. It's the big shift from having a chaotic pile of cash to having an organized, efficient team. The crucial point is that every single dollar you have gets a specific assignment. No dollar is left unemployed or confused about what it's supposed to be doing. And here they are, the three assignments, the three distinct buckets. First up is the spend bucket. This is for your daily and monthly expenses. This is money for today. Second is the save bucket. This is your goalie, remember? Reserved exclusively for emergencies. And third is the invest bucket, your star striker for future growth and those big life goals. Simple, separate, and crystal clear. You know, when you actually implement this system, something pretty amazing happens. The anxiety, the stress, it just starts to fade away. By separating your money and giving it a purpose, you create clarity. And that clarity is what brings this profound sense of calm and control. It gives you the confidence to stop worrying and actually start building towards your biggest goal.
So the key takeaway here is that this system is about so much more than just budgeting. It's about intentionally changing your financial behavior for the better. Let's do a quick recap. We started with the problem, right? Mixing all our money together creates chaos. We saw how that chaos leads to emotional panic and financial destruction. And we learned that the simple, powerful solution is to separate your money into those three buckets: spend, save, and invest, giving every single dollar a clear and specific job. I really want to leave you with this thought, because it just perfectly sums up the entire system. When your money has a defined purpose,
When it knows if it's supposed to be defending the goal or out there scoring points, it simply behaves better. And you know what? You behave better with it too. All the confusion just disappears.
And that brings us to the final and I think most important question. This isn't just theory. The next time a dollar comes into your life, I want you to just pause and ask yourself this. What job am I going to give it? Is it for today, for an emergency, or for my future? Your answer to that question is your very first step toward real financial clarity and building the life you truly want.